that Donald Trump has won the presidency.
This group influenced the presidential election of 2020.
Yo, listen. Don't even say influence. We decided.
We were the turning point.
Just know he was not up.
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Kyle Kulinski slamming Andrew Schulz. Andrew Schulz has been backing Donald Trump since he started running for his second term. Now he's switching up. Kyle Kulinski's not having it. Let's get into it.
You know, your Joe Rogans, of course, and your Andrew Schulz and your Tim Dillons, like all these guys, everybody in that Rogan sphere who sort of hopped on the Trump bandwagon and tried to ride the vibes. I've been going after them hard for a long time, and it was fucking lonely, bro. Because this was at a time they were peaking, their numbers were as high as they ever were, they seemed untouchable, they seemed like the cool kids, and everybody was fucking, you know, on board with their bullshit. But now, it's been a while since their peak, and a lot of them have started to fall off a little bit, and you get the sense that there's genuinely a lot of criticism of these people now, right? Like, so shout out to these channels. There's a bunch of these channels like Comedy Enforcement and others that do what that channel does. And they're just like, they almost like exclusively cover the Rogan sphere and make fun of them. They make fun of the Tom Segura's and the Bert Kreischers and the fucking Andrew Schultz and the Joe Rogans. And so like, so that's cool. We like that. But now even others are getting in on it. So there's this channel here. Shout out to this guy, Kamal, Kahmal. Stumbled across this guy's channel recently. Now, look, him and I don't have perfect agreement on everything. I mean, this guy, he strikes me as like a sort of a center-left kind of guy. You know, he's not a fan of Hassan Piker, which is a shame because I feel like there's a lot of Hassan derangement syndrome out there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of like hating him, and then when you try to dig into why he's hated, it's like, your reason is not that good to hate him. Like, why are you hating on him? But anyway, that aside, this guy did a great video here titled "Comedians Sold Us Out," where he's going to get into the Rogan sphere comedy podcast bros and basically explain how they all suck ass and how they ended up basically duping their entire audiences and making fools of themselves and supporting Trump. So let's watch.
These leaders that they call leaders, this included comedians, comics. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we said you're a great father up top. First thing you say is, I've got great kids. You didn't take credit. And then your entire answer, I thought this was really cool. Your entire answer is about how great your kids are. That was a very cool thing.
Thank you. That's very nice. I think I like this interview. I think
If you are just waking up right now, NBC News now officially projecting that Donald Trump has won the presidency.
This group influenced the presidential election of 2020.
Yo, listen. Don't even say influence. We decided.
We were the turning point.
Just know he was not up until.
For anyone who doubted, this is straight out of their mouth. They know you have Schultz on Rogan all the time. They know that they won this election. They know that they have a finger on this pulse of like 18 to 24-year-old men that are just going to follow whatever the hell they hear on these dumb freaking podcasts.
Still this pod.
It's true.
After the pod, he surges, what, 3 or 4%?
Yeah, it was a rap, dude.
Never went back down after that.
Images of MAGA supporters literally burning their red MAGA hats are going viral online. And all of this comes a day after Trump berated Republicans as, quote, stupid and foolish for wanting more information about the disgraced financier who died by suicide while in federal custody.
You know what I'm getting a lot of? You talked to him, you platformed him as if he was at 0%. And then we talked to him and then he won the election. As if he had fucking no shot of winning. Hold on. People were like, this guy's a monster, he's not a human being. Then we humanize him. That's what he keeps saying.
Since all this drama. This is the thing, right? Like, they're refusing to take accountability for what their position actually was and what they believed and what they did. Like, bro, you guys were meat riding a geriatric, bloated, corrupt war criminal freak. Fucking own that shit. If these guys just came out and were like, hey, dog, my bad, I fucked up. I fell for the scam. Fell for it again award. Turns out Kamala would have been better. Trump sucked. Sorry. Like, that's all you got to do, bro. That's it. And then everybody be like, okay. Right? But they can't. It's like they're trying to weasel out of accountability and responsibility for their own actions and pretend like they weren't actually meat riding Trump. And even now, like you'll see it later on in this video, Schultz still doesn't feel bad about his softball interview with Trump. All right, let's get it. By the way, shout again, phenomenal editing in this piece. So shout out to Kamal. He's about to come on screen now.
He's not a human being. Then we humanize him. That's what he keeps saying.
Since all this drama with the Epstein files, I've noticed that a few of these podcaster comedians have been speaking out against their little buddy Donald Trump, and no one's played the situation worse than this guy.
Like, there'll be people that they'll DM me and be like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for. Yeah. I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back.
And as soon as little Andy posted this genius revelation, to his surprise, his audience wasn't immediately kissing his ass, but instead was calling him out for taking 8 months to figure out the most obvious shit of all time, saying things like,
"Not being able to see through Trump's blatant bullshit for 10 years is honestly baffling at this point."
You endorsed him proudly.
That is one thing that I do like about this type of media, that you do have everything on the record. You can find these guys as podcasts, you know, whether it was an episode that was right before the Trump inauguration, that was right before, you can always find it and hold people accountable. This isn't like the radio to where, oh, he was just saying this the other day and now he switched. You can put it side by side to show people that they are blatantly, they're not going to face themselves.
You wore the red hat, posted the memes, excused the cruelty, justified the lies. You stood by when others were silenced, targeted, dehumanized.
Shout out to his audience, man. God damn. They saw right through the shit, right? They're like, nah. You're not going to play this game, bro. You're not going to play this game. Because guys, it was all about vibes. They all liked the Trump vibes. They all liked that Trump was popular online. They wanted to ride the wave of Trumpism online. It was all about like, there's a parade. Let me hop in front of that parade and get some of that adoration. And that's bullshit. That's weaselly, chicken shit stuff that shows you don't have a moral core. You're not a leader, right? You'll just follow the crowd. And now you're dealing with the fucking consequences of it later on.
The dislikes and the negative comments, because Andrew sucks as much ass as he does, instead of acknowledging that he was possibly wrong about anything, he turns the camera on a few days later to say this.
What's up, everybody? Apparently we ruined America. We were trying to hold the person in power, President Trump, accountable for not fulfilling some of his promises, and that was foolish, man.
Nah, you're an idiot.
That
dude.
was
You're
a
bad
foolish
person.
thing to do. Once you vote for somebody, no matter what they do, even if it's the exact opposite of what they say they're gonna do, you just ride that until the wheels fall off.
Yes. See, this is why Andrew is such a weaselly little bitch to me. No rational person is making the argument that once you vote for Trump, you can never criticize him and you can never change your mind. What people are saying is for you to be shocked by what Trump is doing and for you to say that this isn't what you voted for, it's bullshit. The signs were there for anybody who was paying any kind of attention, and this little speech just feels like a pathetic way to try and save face. Because instead of trying to take any sort of accountability, you're acting like a victim who was blindsided. Donald Trump was president before. You forget that? And he did 0 things in his first term that would make any sort of rational adult believe that he was capable of ending any wars or decreasing the deficit. When it comes to ending wars, if you really believe that Donald Trump has any sort of respect from any of these foreign leaders, you're delusional. As soon as it was announced that he won, Putin had Russian state TV playing pictures of Donald Trump's naked wife.
Nude photos of Melania Trump have been aired on Russia's most watched state TV channel during a program supposedly dedicated to celebrating Trump's election victory.
You think this is a guy?
I'm gonna stop it right there. That was Kyle Kulinski slamming Andrew Schulz. Well, I mean, we can see that it isn't just oh well, oopsie, I'm gonna play the willful idiot. I'm not gonna play that game. These guys went in, they brought Trump in, and now they're wanting to save their own ass because they took these paychecks, they took whatever it is. I mean, you still have some of them right now still very much sticking up for Trump. You have Tim Dillon out here, and you can go through his comments, and everyone is saying, like, they're making fun of him. They're saying, oh, I love my state-funded comedian, or, they're talking about how this is literally 1984, where the comedians, the main people of the media, right, the Joe Rogans, all these guys that were brought in, that these people are big fans of, now they're out here getting paid by the government to shield that Donald Trump is not who he says he is. And nobody can fall for that anymore because it's getting worse and worse, and the lies are just getting more and more egregious. You can look and see that nobody believes Tim Dillon, nobody believes Andrew Schulz, and it's the whole thing is collapsing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, so it's another day in the progressive way.